What's up, guys? Welcome. Another week of not much action in crypto. I think there's not a lot of action. Pretty much sideways movements. If anybody has anything they want to hear from me, want to talk about, feel free to post during the stream. I'll try to answer it as best I can. We'll give you more topics to talk about. Also, I just wanted to talk a little bit about a continuation, not of last week, but the week before that, of general investing and looking for opportunities different than just plainly trading crypto. I think there's a lot more avenues to approach to investing. I won't call it passive income because I don't think any income is truly passive, but like semi-passive. Making your funds or crypto work for you. It requires effort, but it's less effort. Easier money. It's less money usually, but it's stacked up. One more minute before I get into it. But yeah, it's not very exciting in the markets in general currently. I suppose unless you're heavily in meme coins, but I wouldn't. Not if you look at Mubarak, which crashed 40% in a day. All right, I'll grab my chart for that. By the way, if the background music, I hear it, I'm not entirely sure if you guys hear it. If it's annoying, let me know and I'll turn it off. I just feared having a little bit of a background beat. Yeah, I don't know, it kind of helps move things along. But yeah, I wanted to talk a little bit, obviously, about the crypto market again. As I said, we're still in fear territory. Still roughly the same market cap as last week. Yes, we saw some ups, yes, we saw some downs, but in general, I mean, in 7 days, 0.16%, that says enough. There's not a lot happening. Sideways movements, it's not exciting, but that does give us time to focus on the avenue. So I talked a little bit about investing into crowd lending platforms or possibly some crowdfunding platforms like something like real estate or investing in a REIT or maybe looking at the stock market or, I don't know, investing in a local shop, a food truck, anything. I look at investing as a whole in general. Yes, I invest in crypto, but I try to invest in as much as possible. Like I buy some gold and silver. I also buy stocks. I'm currently looking at purchasing a part of a snack bar, a French fry shop. I'm not entirely sure what the English or American word for it is, but basically, I'm looking at buying a part of a shop. A friend of mine is buying it and looking for possibly investors, so I become a silent investor in that. Now, there's no guarantee on my return, but I know that the person investing in it or the person purchasing it is going to buy that shop. He's going to try to make it work, try to make as much money as he can, and I'll get a percentage of that. And I do not have to do anything for that other than buying a small part of it as well. So that to me is also, that's literally also investing. You invest money, hopefully for return, or at least part ownership. So that's another avenue I'm looking at. And grab the Crypto News website today. I saw another few articles which piqued my interest. I've not read them yet because I was a little bit delayed today. I wanted to read them, but I didn't get a chance to. But I saw, where is it? Have it open, please. Passive income through free BTC cloud. Now, obviously, free, it's never free. You get a free deposit if you deposit some funds in. Now, I don't have an account with it. I'm not entirely sure. Or JShash. I don't have an account with it. No clue if it's legit or not. I have read more about cloud mining. I've tried cloud mining before a little bit, but not serious enough to warrant it actually being a legitimate test. But I don't know. If you read something like this, and then you read something like this: Trump company joins hands with saving mining platform to promote cloud mining products in the US. Now, I always had an issue with cloud mining, because why would someone sell their hash power to you if they could just mine Bitcoin themselves? That question is still in the back of my mind, but what the other part of this equation is, apparently it's profitable enough for them to do it, because there's several of these platforms, other big platforms like this. And of course, there's thousands of people interested in it. So obviously they have a use case or a business case, and thousands of people cannot all be losing money. So apparently it is profitable. I'm just not sure how profitable it is. But I just saw this article and I figured to myself, like maybe it's time to get into this, considering the Bitcoin market itself is pretty, I won't say stagnant, but it's got those movements. Considering the global economic situation, it might become worse before it comes better. It could take a year, it could take 2 years, or it could be over in a couple of months, but at the very least, it will take several weeks. So we have time to invest in something other than just purely buying Bitcoin. Now, yes, you could try leverage trading, but that to me is much riskier than something like this. Obviously, if the platform is legitimate, but if the platform is legitimate, to me it's much less risk, because if you leverage trade, and you're new to leverage trading mostly, I'm assuming. If you're new to leverage trading, you start over leveraging. You don't know exactly what you're doing. 100% you're gonna lose money. And usually what happens is you end up wiping your account, getting a margin call, or you lose big. Like you could lose your futures account. So not the whole account is futures. Nobody likes losing. Nobody likes losing big. You like winning. And to me, a lot of small wins was a bigger win. So if we, let's say we put a little money into this, I buy a little, I invest a little in that next shop I talked about. You take some coins somewhere. You invest a little bit in a crowd lending platform. You buy a little gold on the side. All those little building blocks build up your portfolio. You build up a very diverse, very economic proof portfolio. You add a little stocks in there. Eventually, if you prevent yourself from losing money, you will start making money. And at the point where you're profitable enough, you can then use some of that income in leverage trading. That leverage income you have, you can try leverage, or I mean that separate little bag you can use for high risk investing or trading, like leverage. But to me, leverage trading comes at the very end of that package, basically. So let's say you have 100%, 90% goes into solid investment, 10% goes into trading. Of that 10%, you don't risk the full 10% from one trade, you use 1% per trade. Then it's a matter of rinse and repeat. You cannot be a profitable trader if you only do one. Well, you can if you keep it open for a very long time, and you know what I mean. You need several winning trades. You're not going to become a millionaire on one trade. So statistically, it's much, much harder to become a profitable trader than to become a profitable investor, if that makes sense. What? So a lot of people are longing. March for my Bitcoin history. Yeah, I wouldn't be longing right now. I definitely think we're gonna fall back to this line, and I'm not seeing it. I still think we're gonna go down further. We barely grazed it. Like, we didn't even touch it, but we got very close to my prediction from last week. That to me, we're full on in the downtrend, and like, yeah, Trump is pro crypto, but the things he's doing is causing so much panic along. Oh, there we go. Actually, so much panic along global markets worldwide. Like, pushing tariffs is going to cause not just a pain. Well, it's not going to do much for us European consumers. It's going to be much more detrimental for the American consumers. But yeah, America is a huge part of the world, so negative influence in America, of course, it's going to affect the world. And yeah, it's just not causing a lot of euphoria. So all in all, I still think definitely eventually this line we're gonna end up somewhere around here, and I'm thinking this line will break. We've touched it twice now, third time's the charm. I'm definitely thinking we're going to see a new low. For us long-term investors, that's a good thing. Doesn't feel like a good thing, but it is a good thing. Like, somewhere around here would be ideal buying territory, like 60, 65K, possibly 70. Like, that ideal buying territory for sure. With Bitcoin being, I won't say overpriced, I think it was accurately priced. I think 100K was bound to break eventually, even though I didn't expect it to happen that soon, but it was bound to be achieved anyway with inflation and new money flowing into Bitcoin. The Trump bump expedited the process, but now, I think we're going to go back down. We're going to start building. I think around this area is new sideways movements territory. Then it's waiting till we see some massive euphoria come back into the market. But as I said, that's not a bad thing. Like, that is ideal buying territory because we know it's done well over 100K. So if we do go back to this area, and it does go back to its old 60% gain, well over 60% gain on Bitcoin. That on Bitcoin alone is crazy in itself. And if you remember my stream from last week where I showed you the expansion of Bitcoin doing roughly 50% year over year, and on the 5-year board, on 10 years it's done around 80%. I think the percentage will grow a little bit smaller, but let's say it's 50%. For the next 10 years, you keep buying those $500 increments every month, or $300, whatever you can spare, and you manage to catch all these lows like I'm doing right here. Keep buying all the lows up to the new highs. That will set you up for life. That will be a life-changing amount of money. And I showed this in the calculation from last week. If you do that for 10 years, every month, you buy $300 worth of Bitcoin, you wait for an inevitable push down, and then buy it. you could end up, you can end up a millionaire. It is still possible. So people think they're too late to become rich on Bitcoin. No, you're not. It requires time and dedication. I think Warren Buffett is actually one of the best examples for this. Because, of course, yeah, he's a very old man right now, but he understood these dynamics like no other. He started buying when he was, I think he was around 16 or 14, and he had to have his dad ring the phone to buy his first Coca-Cola stock. But he kept buying. Throughout his life, every month he bought stock. Yes, he stole some every now and then, but he kept buying, and he never stole everything. He only took profits out and bought back later. Coca-Cola, he still holds Coca-Cola to this day, or his company does, or Virtue. And that's key, because a company like Coca-Cola also gives you cash dividends. Now, obviously, crypto is a little different, but the movement swings are also a lot bigger still. So the potential upside is also a lot bigger. And stop me if I'm rambling, or if you're struggling to explain, or if you have any question or whatever. Feel free to ask. Oh, sorry about that. Very thirsty. Also, another news article I saw. Grayscale filed for Avalanche ETFs. So we might finally see some movement on AVAX. I think, well, we didn't really get an altcoin run the last several months. On the Trump pump, AVAX did not do a lot less than I had hoped. But I did keep buying AVAX. And AVAX, I think, I'm not exactly sure what the price is at the moment. Let's grab AVAX real quick. So it's $20. I thought it was 25 even. So I'm way off, but it wasn't that far off. It just hasn't checked it out yet. Yeah, AVAX is dirt cheap at the moment. It's the same news article as here. So roughly 30%. But if an ETF also started massively influxing AVAX for the coin, it could do very well. And I think the market cap, the actual market cap, 8.3 billion. There is definite upside potential. Like if that does go, I'm not exactly sure what its highest market was. 20, around 20. So that would, let's say, roughly 2.5 times the current price if it goes back to the old all-time high. So if you buy $100 now, it'll be 250 at that point. So yeah, I bought more AVAX. I think it was last week. I'm not 100% sure, but I've been holding it for quite a while. I think I originally. I think the first amount I bought somewhere around here, like at the absolute top, way too expensive. But I bought a lot around this area, this period, and somewhere around this period. And then I haven't spent much time through it again, and only started constructively rebuying it, I think somewhere around December 23. So I've been buying throughout all this period. If we do go around this area again, that'll be a very profitable moment for me. That's the point where I will be starting, or at least starting to take profits on that way up, and making sure I have cash to buy the inevitable next day. But yeah, I always liked AVAX. They have like a three-pronged approach. They have three separate networks in their own network. At the time, it became very popular alongside Solana. And yeah, I don't know. I have a good feeling about it. The fact that they're still around, they're still developing, still having products, new tokens do come out on the network, even though it's not as popular as Solana. I think it could do well again. And Obviously, Grayscale thinks similarly, otherwise they would not open an ETF. So I think that's very good news. I did move more towards gaming, and yeah, I do have a bit of a grudge against it because there's not a single gaming project which has fixed the fundamental flaw of gaming projects. That's the downside to it. This is a new one. I might do some more. I might do some more research into this. I don't know. These articles, like this is highly speculative. There's not really much being said. Like, yeah, they have Nvidia and BlackRock. I don't really see much going on with that. But yeah, the passive income or the BTC cloud mining, I thought it was interesting. I actually was looking into a Bitcoin space heater. The country where I live, I have solar panels. I also viewed those as an investment, but they're putting extra taxes, extra payments on them after the fact. So we're getting a little screwed over. So the more surplus power I have, the more I have to pay. So I figured, like, if I have to pay for my surplus, why not burn through it all? And why not do that with mining Bitcoin? So I was looking into a Bitcoin space heater and during the winter. And in the summer, then I would turn on the AC and the space heater to start burning energy. And it seems stupid, but it's a matter of principle. Like, I'm not going to give them free energy. I have to also pay them for taking my free energy. I think it's fundamentally wrong and screwing over people who invested into solar panels. And it's not like I have 100 of them. I only have 10. So I figured I'll just burn through it and maybe get a very pleasant temperature in the house. But yeah, that's on the topic of investing. I think investing in your house, lowering your monthly cost, so you're able to invest more, is also a form of passive income, because it enables you, it frees up more of your daily income to invest into other avenues. Or starting a side job, starting a small company, having a hobby which you maybe can expand on. Maybe you could industrialize it. Like I had a friend who was very into 3D printing, and he turned it into a small business. And he now has like technicians, AC repairmen, or industrial machine repairmen, like older machines. Sometimes they require parts which are not being made anymore. And he just takes the old part, he 3D scans it, models it, prints it, sells it. He can do it all from his home. So talk about financial freedom. I see that as a form of freedom. That's pretty much the topics I wanted to talk about today. I've not really seen any other weird news this week. Well, not weirder than normal, I'd say. I think the whole America global situation is not good. And yeah, I do not see it improving anytime soon. I do think Trump is backtracking, but I think The global economic situation, I think it's fundamentally changed for the next few years. I think for the next few years, market sentiment has shifted. I think Canada and Europe will do a lot more collaborating. I don't know. I think they will approach each other on a much bigger scale. Like Europe uses up a lot of natural gas, so most likely they will try to buy it from Canada if they can get a better price than from America. Then I see reason why they wouldn't. So I think America is. I think they're hurting themselves at this point. But I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Trump is a financial genius somehow. Most people tend to agree he isn't, but I think for market sentiment, people having to buy products, people like you and me, just regular people in their attics, live streaming, or builders, or whatever your job is, I think they are gonna be hurt most by these by all these effects, all this stuff happening globally. And I've seen egg prices in America, and I saw the memes first, and I never really bothered to inspect the actual price. But holy crap! A box of eggs in America, $12. I thought they were expensive here. They're like $4 here, and you get 30, not 12. 12 eggs for $12. That's insane. It'd be cheaper to host chicken, I think. On the topic of passive income, that might actually be a form of income. Like maybe in America, you could actually start your own chicken farm, like in your backyard. If it's like $1 an egg, I don't know. I'm not sure if an egg lays or if a chicken lays an egg every day. But let's say you get 30 chickens a day or something. 30, let's say you get 30 chickens and they all lay an egg a day. There's a new business idea forming here. All right, if nobody has any questions anymore, it might actually, I might just close out the stream in a little bit. $1 billion minted at the treasury. I might actually know what that is about. So I'm still right on track for my original prediction for months ago. Yes, we broke upwards a little bit, but I didn't draw it to super specifics. But if we do this, hop. So I wasn't too far off. Top and bottom wise. You'll be watching markets more, trying to find the new bottom for now. So thirsty. Finally getting the weather is also finally getting better. Finally, short sleeves. Thirsty. Yeah, as I said, Bitcoin going down. I think the time is now to focus on other avenues of investing. trying to diversify, trying to increase the amount of money we can use for active investment. So more along the income-wise as opposed to just purely trading or swing trading or buying and holding. I think now is also the time, yes, to buy and hold, but not if prices only move like 2 to 3%. We want those 10, 20, 30% dips. And that's the movements we're looking for. All right, so if there's no more questions, I'm going to close out the stream for this week. Thank you all again for watching. I hope it was informative. I always try to keep these a little bit casual and just me rambling, closing out the week, as I said. Right, if you have any questions for me, feel free to ask them in the Discord. We are doing some changes in the Discord in general. Changes for the better, I'd say. And if you want something and you can't find it, or you want something new and you can't see it, whatever it is, feel free to add me or one of the other admins, moderators, and we'll try to facilitate as best we can. All right, once again, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next week, guys.